To discuss the day, to celebrate the day, I would say, and to pay our rich tributes to the fallen heroes, it's my honor that today we are joined by Lieutenant General Dr. Konsam Himalay Singh, former Lieutenant General of Indian Army, joined the Manipur Police Service Commission as chairman on 17th May 2017. He is the first northeastern Indian to become a Lieutenant General in the Indian Army. Many thanks for joining us, sir.
Thank you.
Major General Dr. S.B. Asthana, he is also there, Global Strategic and Military Analyst, and Major General Asthana, a former Indian Army officer who played an active role in combat operations during India's conflict with Pakistan in the Kargil sector of Jammu and Kashmir in 1999, and he has shared a heartwarming story of a soldier who wanted to continue fighting despite one of his hands getting hit by a series of enemy bullets. That will be what we will be discussing further. And last but not the least, Major Dr. Mohammed Ali Shah, former ADC to GOC Spear Corps, and Major Mohammed Ali Shah, a noted face, a noted name, and a young talent which inspires many, and he has served with Assam Rifles with distinction. Major Shah, thank you so much for taking time out. Major Mohammed Ali Shah, well, needless to say, all our tributes and hearts go out for our defense forces, and especially on this auspicious occasion, I would say rather the victory day of Kargil war. How do you remember it, first of all? Secondly, what are your views for the heroes that we saw, be it PVC Captain Manoj Kumar Pandey, PVC Captain Vikram Batra, and lots of them who contributed, who laid down their lives and got us this victory?
Okay, Pankaj, that's a very, very good question. Firstly, it's an honor to be on this panel with the two illustrious general officers over here. And I like to wish the entire nation happy Kargil Vijay Diwas when we are celebrating 25 years of the Kargil war victory. Now, the very fact is, when the 99 Kargil war happened, I was in college at that time. I was in the NCC, and I remember very clearly under officers standing before us and telling us what the story of valor our brave young officers did. In fact, the world knows, everyone knows about the valor of Captain Vikram Batra, Paramveer Chakra, Captain Manoj Kumar Pandey. Yes, and one thing I have always in all my talks, today I am in Chandigarh to speak over here at an event.
Okay.
And
Yeah, absolutely.
I would be telling the story of Captain Kangarooze, because incidentally both general officers, they know about my love and passion for the northeast part of India, how it is. It's very, very strong that I have. So Captain Kangarooze came from Nagaland, and if you just permit me for, I'll just narrate this in quick 2 minutes.
Sure.
Captain Kangarooze, it was over 16,000 feet above mean sea level, and post midnight, Captain Kangarooze got orders that the post of the enemy which they were to go, and they were to destroy that post, because that post of the enemy which they had illegally captured was creating havoc for our soldiers where the highway was crossing. So Captain Kangarooze got ready at night, took his platoon, started climbing the hill at night. Now, post midnight, what happened at night? Obviously, the sound travels faster. Now, the enemy got wind of the fact that some movement was happening below the hill. So, enemy got alert, and they waited for our soldiers, our brave hearts, to come. And there is something known as a killing range, something known as an effective range of a weapon. So, a killing range would be where the bullet can come and hit you and it can kill you. An effective range is, okay, it can come, for example, it can travel about 10-15 meters. It will come and hit you and it will fall off, right?
Right.
So the enemy soldiers, they waited for our brave hearts to come. As when Captain Kangarooze was leading from the front, his platoon, his boots were slipping in the snow. He removed his boots and barefooted he started climbing. That's when the enemy opened fire indiscriminately in all directions from where our brave hearts were climbing. There was no scope of survival. Everywhere there were bullets being sprayed around. Captain Kangarooze got wounded, and he turned around. He told his men, "I have been wounded, but don't bother about me. Continue climbing," and kept motivating his troops. They climbed up until Captain Kangarooze was the first one from the platoon, climbed up, and he came face to face with the enemy soldiers. Captain Kangarooze was carrying a very heavy weapon, a mortar, around his neck,
Mm-hmm.
and he moved the motor, and he took his commando knife. First thing he did was he slit the enemy soldier then and there, and he climbed towards the bunker, took aim, and he fired again. And Captain Kanguze achieved his aim. But now, when the Bravehearts were climbing from behind, the enemy
Mm-hmm.
soldiers are running because they were scared of our soldiers. They fired from behind like this, and when they ran away, a burst of enemy fire came and hit Captain Kangaroo right on his chest. A burst fire, who
Oh.
fell from the cliff. And when he fell from the cliff, the Bravehearts went down to find Captain Kangaroo lying there in a pool of blood. They were carrying the national flag with them in their pittu jhola and their skele in the rucksack. They wrapped the body of
Mm-hmm.
the brave commander who was only 24 years old, and they climbed up. And when they climbed up, they planted the national flag over there on the peak. They put the body of the brave platoon commander. They saluted the national flag. They saluted their brave platoon commander. And they said,
Mm-hmm.
Captain Kangaroo Amar Rahe. And they all cried. They wept like little babies. They cried not because they won a battle or a war or a cliff. They cried because they had lost their brave platoon commander who was not there with them anymore. And they said in unison, यह जीत आपकी है नीमो साहब, ये हिल आपका है, आज से ये हिल नीमो हिल कहलाएगा. And that is the story of Nemo Hill. If ever any of you go to Kargil to see
Oh.
where the Indian army fought bravely for your tomorrow, you'll find a very prominent picture over there known as Nemo Hill. That's the
Mm-hmm.
story of Nemo Hill. But the story doesn't end over
Uh,
here. When Captain Kangaroo,
abs-
yes,
Mm.
yes, Pankaj.
Please.
When Captain
Yeah, please, please,
Kangaroo's body
please.
was being brought
Mm.
back from Kargil to Nagaland, the whole Nagaland united. There are different tribes in Nagaland, right? They are Angami, Chao, Ao, Chakadang, Temma, Lotha, Renia. There are different tribes. They all joined hands together. And when his body was taken up in the ambulance, they all said, Captain Kangaroo Amar Rahe. And where he was buried, over there,
Hmm.
already in Koima World War Cemetery written over there, when you go home, tell them of us and say, for your tomorrow, we gave our today. Here also, here Captain Kangaroo Braveheart is buried. And so our
Right.
youngsters fought very, very bravely, Pankaj. And
Mm-hmm.
lastly, I'd like to conclude
Absolutely.
quickly by telling you about one letter which Captain Vijay Thapar, Veer Chakra, wrote to his
Mm-hmm.
family before he went for final assault. He wrote, My loving Papa, Mommy, Granny, and Bertie. By the time this letter reaches you all, I will be observing you all from the skies, enjoying the hospitality of Apsaras. I have no regrets. In fact, if I were to be born again as a human, I would choose to join the army and serve my nation. Whichever organ needs to be taken should be taken and donated. Continue giving rupee 50 to Thana and continue giving rupee and donating to the orphanage. If ever you get a chance, please come and
Right.
see where the Indian Army fought for your tomorrow. Papa, you must be proud. Mama, so must you. And what emotions
Mm-hmm.
he had in the letter. I haven't completed that. So, but it is.
Absolutely.
But yes, Pankaj. So, a big salute to all our brave hearts, Pankaj.
Absolutely. No, Major Shah, thank you so much. I mean, goosebumps is something that, is you're bound to get. But the way you narrated the story of Nemo Hill, this morning I was watching the broadcast where Prime Minister Modi was there paying tributes, and they were playing out the representation, and Nemo Hill was there, and I learned, I stay educated here when you told me this valiant story, the way it was fought. Needless to say, I mean, I know all of you are much sought after today for all the debates and discussions that are happening. I'll take a final question from Major Mohammed Ali Shah. Major Shah, we remember Pulwama, and we remember what happened after that. The quick response, the swift response from India actually shut the doors on Pakistan, not only from within, but also internationally too. And the response was well received. The way Pakistan had to run helter-skelter is something that the whole world saw. This particular style or stand that India won't tolerate any sort of infiltration or nonsense now is a message that is loud and clear to the whole world. How important it is as of now to maintain this, to give the enemies, as Major General Asthana mentioned, that had we cracked at that very time when winter clothing were being bought by the Pakistani forces, this time around, Indian Army, the government itself, quite proactive. How important is it in your opinion?
Okay, Pankaj, I'll take you back to again 1999 when
Mm-hmm.
Brigadier MPS Bajwa, he was commanding a brigade
Uh-huh.
in that area, in Kargil area. One
Mm-hmm.
Major Shah from Pakistan Army, he thought he fought bravely. He was killed in action. He wrote a citation
Mm-hmm.
for him, put it in the body's pocket, and when the body was to be sent back to Pakistan, firstly, Pakistan refused to acknowledge the dead bodies of the soldiers. It said they're not
That
our
also
men, we don't
happened.
know who they
Absolutely.
are. We don't want them.
Mm-hmm.
Shameful, ridiculous, absolutely. Anyhow,
Mm.
we gave Pakistani soldiers a very honorable burial. Anyhow, when Major Sher Khan's body was brought back to Pakistan, he was awarded with Nishan-e-Haidar. That's equivalent to a Paramir Chakra of India, right? One
Okay.
of Andhra
Mm-hmm.
Privat of ours, Lieutenant Saurabh Kalia, when he was taken as prisoner of war into Pakistan,
Yes. Yes.
they mutilated his body. We
Right.
got
Right. I remember.
Pakistani, a Pakistani soldier, a gallantry award, the highest gallantry award. What did they do to our
Mm-hmm.
soldier? No professional army does that. And no professional army enters someone's territory in civil dress. Chori chupe. I mean, no one does
Ji.
that. We cannot even
Mm-hmm.
think of such a thing. Now, that is the level of competency, I would say, in Pakistan Army. I don't mean to, being a
Right.
soldier, I don't mean to badmouth any other military. We respect all the
Mm-hmm.
military of the world, but when a military does such a ridiculous, unofficer,
Right.
unethical practices, I think we got to speak up about it. We are seeing
Absolutely.
attacks now from Kashmir. They have moved toward the target towards Jammu region, right? They Riyasi
Absolutely.
and
Mm.
Rajouri, around that area. Now, I made an
Right.
observation over there, Pankaj. I said most
Mm-hmm.
of these attacks have the similar kind of a pattern. And to fire a sniper, it's not like a Hollywood movie. You can have sniper roll around
Mm-hmm.
and fire a sniper. You need to one. There's a spotter, one who catches the targets, one who
Mm-hmm.
fires. You need extensive training to handle a sniper. It's not a piece of cake for these militants. I definitely, what I suspect, a very strong Pakistan hand in this, very very strong,
Okay.
because
Uh-huh.
as they say, history repeats itself. They done that in '99. They could be doing it even now. They could be. It could be their own soldiers. And if you
Mm-hmm.
ask me personally, I don't consider the army to be any army or any soldiers. उनको भी मैं
Mm-hmm.
उग्रवादी से कम नहीं मानता.
जी जी बिल्कुल 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 मेजर शाह एक और बात मैं यहाँ पर जल्दी से आप चूंकि आपने मेंशन किया द वे द टेररिस्ट एक्टिविटीज हैव शिफ्टेड फ्रॉम द कश्मीर रीजन टू द जम्मू रीजन एंड यू आर एब्सोल्युटली राइट दिस होल month started on a very sad note and very concerning note. The latest reports also say that the make of the arms that these terrorists are carrying are either Chinese and American as well, US made as well. Now, this takes, it's a no-brainer to understand that how deeply entrenched is ISI with these terrorists. How best can this part be countered at an international level, maybe, in order to maybe get some sanctions against Pakistan?
See, it's a known fact. It's nothing. It's a very known fact for the whole world that Pakistan is an expert in IT. IT, as in
Okay.
like not information technology, but
Yeah,
international
yeah.
terrorism, global
Terrorism.
terrorism. They give rise to that.
Well said.
Now,
Well
the
said.
very fact is, if they have had Chinese weapons or American weapons, America had left behind a lot of weapons in Afghanistan when they had left, which Taliban got hand off, got given Taliban's hands. And Pakistan and Taliban were friends at one time when General Faiz Hamid went to Pakistan and to vouch for the Haqqani network to get them seats in the parliament and such things. Regarding China always tries to make trouble for India especially. Wherever. China will always do that. Now, international community, when we talk about the international community, it's about time that the entire international community call out a spade a spade. They say that, okay, Pakistan is getting into global terrorism. We have to nip it in the bud. We have to call it now. Because if those countries were silent, if they will not speak about it, tomorrow those countries are going to bear the brunt of it.
Right.
So it's about time,
Right. Right.
high time we speak about this.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, gentlemen. I know Major Shah is in Chandigarh, the combined capital of Punjab and Haryana. And Major Shah, you would be surrounded with lots of veterans, I am sure, because those two states produce maximum number of army, members also. A lot of people go there. What special message are you carrying for Chandigarh today, if I may ask you before we close the show?
Right. I would say, firstly, a quote which is there in almost all the war memorials in the army, which is, "How can a man die better than facing fearful odds? For the ashes of his fathers and the temple of his gods." And lastly, the last message, which I read at the Kohima World War Cemetery, and I was posted there with the Assam Rifles to tread. When you go home, tell them of us, and say, for your tomorrow, we gave our today. Jai Hind.
Jai Hind, the gentlemen. Thank you so much for taking time out. As I said earlier also, not just myself, but the viewers and our countrymen, stay informed, awake and aware